Before her death, Vivian Vance revealed the truth about I Love Lucy, offering a glimpse behind one of television's most celebrated partnerships. Today, decades after the show first aired, audiences are still captivated by the dynamic between Lucille Ball and Vivian Vance, the married couple that became television icons. But the story of Vivian Vance extends far beyond the bright lights of Hollywood and the laughter echoing from the Ricardo living room. To understand her truth, we must begin at the very start. Vivian Roberta Jones was born on July 26, 1909, in Cherryvale, Kansas, a small town that embodied the quiet rhythms of early 20th century American life. Her parents, Robert Jones, a local businessman, and Elvira Jones, a schoolteacher, provided a modest yet nurturing environment, fostering in young Vivian an appreciation for discipline, education, and creativity. Though her family was of English and Scottish descent, it was the cultural patchwork of small-town Kansas that shaped her sense of humor and grounded her worldview. From an early age, Vivian displayed an uncanny ability to imitate voices, gestures, and personalities, a talent that brought laughter to family gatherings and local events. Her childhood was not without challenges. The death of her younger brother when she was 8 cast a shadow over her formative years. Yet it was this juxtaposition of joy and sorrow that honed her observational skills, sharpening the comic timing she would later perfect on screen. Education was a cornerstone of Vivian's upbringing. She attended Burlington High School, excelling in literature, drama, and elocution. Her teachers quickly recognized her dramatic potential, often assigning her lead roles in school plays. Yet it was a summer visit to the local theater in Topeka, where she witnessed a traveling company perform A Midsummer Night's Dream, that truly ignited her passion for acting. The ethereal interplay of stagecraft, lighting, and storytelling captivated her, leaving an indelible mark that would direct the course of her life. After high school, Vivian pursued further studies at Kansas City's Conservatory of Music and Drama, a move that represented both ambition and courage. It was here that she refined her voice, learned movement, and embraced the discipline required of a professional performer. Friends recalled that she spent hours rehearsing scenes alone, absorbing every nuance of character development. In these formative years, the foundation of her career was laid, not in Hollywood glamour, but in the quiet determination of a young woman who recognized her calling. By the end of her formal training, Vivian Vance was no longer merely a talented student. She was a performer with the resolve, wit, and intelligence to navigate an industry that could be both enchanting and unforgiving. Little did anyone know, this young woman from Kansas would soon ascend to the heights of television fame, leaving an indelible mark on American culture through a show that would become a touchstone for generations. Vivian Vance's career began in earnest on the stage, a path marked by persistence and occasional disappointment. In the early 1930s, she toured with regional theater companies, often playing minor roles in productions ranging from George Bernard Shaw comedies to Shakespearean tragedies. Her versatility earned her respect among directors, but financial stability remained elusive. To make ends meet, Vivian took work as a secretary, a piano teacher, and occasionally a model, all the while refining her comedic timing and stage presence. Her first brush with wider recognition came in 1940 when she joined a touring company performing Kiss and Tell, a contemporary comedy that allowed her to explore more nuanced characters. Though the tour received modest reviews, industry insiders took notice of her magnetic presence and effortless humor. Yet, despite this growing attention, a breakout role remained frustratingly out of reach. The turning point in Vivian Vance's career arrived in 1951 when she auditioned for I Love Lucy, the brainchild of Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. Initially considered for a minor part, her chemistry with Ball during the screen test was undeniable. She was cast as Ethel Mertz, the sharp-witted, endearing neighbor and foil to Lucy Ricardo. This role would catapult her into household name status almost overnight. I Love Lucy redefined television comedy. With Desi Arnaz's innovative multi-camera setup and Ball's unparalleled physical comedy, Vance had the perfect partner to showcase her talents. Unlike many supporting actors of the era, she brought depth and intelligence to Ethel, crafting a character who was more than a sidekick. Her delivery was precise, her expressions subtly loaded with exasperation and affection, and her comedic timing matched Ball's in a way that made the duo iconic. Over the course of 6 seasons, Vivian Vance appeared in 180 episodes of I Love Lucy, earning an Emmy Award in 1954. Beyond the accolades, she helped define the archetype of the sitcom neighbor, influencing generations of performers who followed. Her partnership with Lucille Ball became legendary, celebrated for both on-screen magic and off-screen camaraderie, yet Vivian's career was not without challenges. She faced typecasting, often being offered roles that mirrored Ethel Mertz rather than showcasing her broader capabilities. Studio politics sometimes limited her creative freedom, and the shadow of her co-star's superstar status could have been daunting. Despite these obstacles, she pursued additional projects, including guest appearances on the Lucy Desi Comedy Hour and roles in television anthologies, demonstrating a professional resilience that underscored her enduring talent. By the time I Love Lucy concluded its original run, Vivian Vance had firmly established herself as a television icon. Her rise from regional theater to national fame was a testament not only to her skill, but also to her persistence, intelligence, and ability to forge a connection with audiences. She was no longer just a supporting actress. She was a pivotal force in shaping the golden age of television comedy. While Vivian Vance captivated audiences with her wit and charm, her personal life was a complex tapestry of love, ambition, and heartache. Her first marriage was to Philip Ober, an actor and frequent Broadway performer, in 1941. Their union seemed promising, as both shared a passion for the performing arts. However, their careers often took them in different directions, straining the relationship. They divorced in 1959, leaving Vivian to navigate the demands of stardom and personal fulfillment on her own. In 1961, she married John Dodds, a businessman with no connection to the entertainment world. This marriage offered a reprieve from Hollywood's intensity, yet it too ended in divorce after several years, reflecting Vivian's ongoing struggle to balance career ambitions with domestic life. Unlike many public figures of the era, Vivian maintained a level of discretion, rarely sharing intimate details of her relationships with the press. Though she had no children of her own, Vivian Vance was a mentor and surrogate mother figure to many colleagues, particularly younger actors navigating the industry. Friends often remarked on her warmth, generosity, and the ability to provide guidance without judgment. She cultivated deep friendships, particularly with co-stars like William Frawley, who played Fred Mertz, and Lucille Ball, her enduring professional and personal confidant. Romantically, Vivian was known for her discretion, yet several high-profile relationships were reported in entertainment circles. She was courted by producers, actors, and directors drawn to her intelligence and humor, but she remained selective, often prioritizing her career and creative fulfillment. While tabloids speculated, those close to her described a woman who valued authenticity, emotional connection, and shared laughter above all else. Her personal challenges often mirrored the broader experience of women in mid-century Hollywood, negotiating professional respect, societal expectations, and private desires. Vivian Vance navigated these pressures with grace, ensuring her personal life, while occasionally tumultuous, did not overshadow her professional accomplishments. The complexity of her relationships, marriages, romances, and friendships reveals a woman both fiercely independent and deeply committed to those she loved. By the 1970s, Vivian had embraced a quieter life, focusing on selective projects, charity work, and nurturing meaningful personal connections. Her private life, marked by resilience and dignity, complemented her public persona, creating a holistic picture of a woman who could inspire laughter, admiration, and respect. It is within this context of personal authenticity that her reflections on I Love Lucy, revealed near the end of her life, carry their most profound weight. The world would hear Vivian Vance's own perspective on I Love Lucy, a revelation she shared privately before her passing. After decades of speculation about behind-the-scenes dynamics, she reflected on the complex interplay between camaraderie, competition, and creativity that defined the show. In interviews and private conversations, Vance emphasized that her relationship with Lucille Ball was nuanced. While audiences perceived seamless harmony, the truth included moments of tension, professional negotiation, and personal boundaries. She recalled that Ball's energy and relentless ambition were inspiring, yet intimidating. Lucille had a vision, and it was unstoppable, Vivian reportedly said. Sometimes I felt small next to it, but it also made me rise to my best. The heart of her revelation centered on credit, recognition, and the subtle balancing act of partnership. Though Ethel Mertz was beloved, Vivian noted that she often had to assert herself creatively to maintain her individuality. People think I was just the sidekick, she explained, but Ethel was my own character. I fought for her voice, her quirks, her humanity. These words underscore her dedication not merely to comedy, but to authenticity in performance. She also addressed the cultural and professional pressures facing women in television at the time. Vance acknowledged that fame came with constraints, being typecast, navigating studio expectations, and managing public perception. Yet, she expressed gratitude for the platform I Love Lucy provided, noting that it allowed her to challenge norms, explore character depth, and leave a lasting imprint on American households. Her reflections were candid, heartfelt, and tinged with humor. She remembered mishaps, flubbed lines, and on-set pranks with warmth, illustrating that the work was both laborious and joyous. The revelation was not scandalous, it was humanizing. It revealed a performer deeply aware of her craft, her worth, and the collaborative alchemy that had produced a television phenomenon. Ultimately, Vivian Vance's confession illuminated the resilience and intellect behind Ethel Mertz, framing her not as a mere side character, but as a foundational force in one of television's most enduring legacies. Her words serve as a final acknowledgement. She cherished the laughter, the partnership, and the cultural moment, but she also claimed the dignity, creativity, and professional acumen that were unequivocally hers. In the later years of her career, Vivian Vance embraced selective television projects, guest appearances, and occasional stage performances. She continued to charm audiences with her wit, timing, and elegance, demonstrating that her talent extended far beyond Ethel Mertz. Despite health challenges, including battles with arthritis and heart concerns, she maintained an active professional and personal life, attending conventions, reunions, and retrospectives celebrating I Love Lucy. On August 17, 1979, Vivian Vance passed away at the age of 70 in Belvedere, California, due to complications from cancer. She had spent her final years surrounded by close friends, family, and colleagues who revered her not only as a performer, but as a kind, intelligent, and spirited individual. Her death marked the end of a luminous chapter in television history, yet her influence remained indelibly imprinted on the medium she helped define. Vivian Vance's legacy is multifaceted. She helped elevate the supporting role into an art form, demonstrating that comedy could be intelligent, nuanced, and heartfelt. Her partnership with Lucille Ball reshaped television, influencing sitcoms for generations and inspiring countless performers. Beyond her craft, she modeled professionalism, creativity, and resilience, navigating the complexities of Hollywood with grace. Her impact extends beyond the screen. Scholars, critics, and fans alike recognize Vance for challenging gender roles, asserting creative agency, and embodying the intelligence and wit often overlooked in mid-century television. Ethel Mertz remains an enduring archetype of the loyal, clever, and emotionally resonant side character, a testament to Vivian Vance's talent and insight. Today, retrospectives of I Love Lucy continue to celebrate her contributions. From classic episodes to scholarly analyses, Vance's artistry is honored, her timing studied, and her subtle genius acknowledged. Yet the most enduring tribute is the laughter and affection of audiences who still recognize her performance as integral to television history. In the final analysis, Vivian Vance was more than Ethel Mertz. She was a trailblazing actress, a thoughtful collaborator, and a woman who balanced humor with humanity. Before her death, her revelation about the true nature of her work with Lucille Ball offered a glimpse into her intellect, courage, and grace. Her story reminds us that behind every iconic performance lies a life of dedication, reflection, and ultimately profound artistry. Vivian Vance may have left the stage of life, but the echoes of her laughter, wisdom, and brilliance continue to resonate, ensuring she will never be forgotten.